welcome back to the Hobby Lodge. So in this video I want to show you some reinforcements that have shown up for the Enlightened. On this whole video series about the Wild West Exodus, you've seen me build and paint the starter set. You've seen me add some additional forces to them. I'm currently adding all of the new boxes that came through for the Union. You've seen those guys, but today I got sent a whole bunch of stuff from the guys over on tabletop.com for the Enlightened, so they're going to catch up with the Union now that I've just had a whole bunch of reinforcements sent. These guys are falling behind, but not now. They've got a whole bunch of stuff to add to their arsenal to keep up in this arms race, as it would be. So I thought I'd quickly show you what came, and then in a future video we'll do the same stuff again. We'll do the build, we'll go through the miniatures, we'll go through the painting process and adding them to my forces. But this initial video is just to show you what's coming so you get an idea of it. So we will open each one as we go through, just to quickly show you the sprue inside and so you can see what you've got. But the first thing that came was this here, which is this constructed Henchmen. Well done, Martin, you can speak. So let's have a quick look, shall we? I maybe could have removed this stuff beforehand, but you know, it's the magic of seeing it being done for real. So on the back of here, it looks like it makes 5 guys. So let's show you the back of the box for a second. It's kind of like 5 constructs. They've almost got like a zombie look to them. I mean, they have got a zombie look to them. There's no two ways about it. I mean, look at the front. They are definitely zombie-like with the fleshy parts, but obviously also constructs. They're made of parts, very much like the Enlightened would do. So this is the sprue. So there's 5 bases in there. Yes, you've got enough. Yeah, 5 bases. So you've got enough in here to build 5 miniatures. You've got your body, your legs, your various bits and pieces. So I'm going to assume there's some variety in what you can build here. But yeah, a nice sprue. Just a singular sprue. Brilliant. Excellent. So that's that one. The next one up we have, which is slightly different. It looks similar. When I first saw this box, I thought it was 2 boxes the same, but it's not. This is the constructed Menials, or Menials, however you want to pronounce that. Constructed. So these are more of these sort of zombie constructs, but these ones look like they're maybe more hands-on, right? They're not maybe not got the guns and stuff that the others have got. These look a bit more like they're your melee units compared to your shooting units. Let's chuck that out of the way. If I show you the back again, yeah, you can see, well, that one does seem like he has got a gun up there, but the rest of them look like they've got sort of, you know, makeshift weapons, or even their arms have been molded into weapons. Yeah, the farm hands sort of thing. I almost thought they had dynamite or something strapped to them. Oh no, they do have dynamite strapped to them. Oh, okay, right. That's interesting. These are your sacrificial lambs. I'm pretty sure that is dynamite strapped to them. So can you walk these guys into battle and then just have them explode? If you can, that's awesome. So I'm hoping that is what these are. So yeah, another sprue here. Bodies, arms, legs. All that you would expect. There's pros and cons of this, right? I'll be honest. For me, when I'm doing inventory and stuff like that, there's going to be a lot of it. I'm quite happy with either 1-piece or 2-piece or 3-piece miniatures. These are more like your 5-6 pieces. That is just the style that War Cradle have gone for with these games. But it just makes it a bit slower to build, a bit more fiddly for inventory. So it's just a me thing rather than I'm sure anybody else. But I'm sure when they're together, they're going to look awesome. And they've got freaking dynamite strapped to them, I think. So that's going to make them pretty cool. Right, next up, we have got Canine Gundogs. Which I think we'll all instantly agree is amazing. So let's have a quick look at these guys. So if I show you the back first, yeah. So these are like they can be used with a lot of factions, by the way. Yeah, I don't know if you know this. On the back of the boxes, it'll tell you what faction you can use. So you can see these are just for the Enlightened. The Enlightened are the only people that can have these in their force. But the Gundogs can be used with pretty much every faction. Looks like there's only 3 that it can't be, no, 4 that it can't be used for. And therefore there's also different weapon types. You've got like rocket launchers. You've got different types of head you can attach. So that's pretty cool. So if you pick yourself up a box of these, maybe you can magnetize them. Maybe you can, do some clever stuff so that you can potentially swap out different weapon types. I'll take a look at that when I'm building it. I must admit, I'm not the greatest when it comes to magnetizing things, but why not if it's simple enough to do. So here's your bases. They come on these kind of longer stadium bases, which means they're probably quite large. And here's the sprue. Again, a plastic sprue. So again, some stuff comes in resin, some comes in plastic. This is a plastic one. And you can see there your arms, your legs, your bodies, your head, your different plating, your different weaponry choices over here. There's a scoop head there. There is, yeah. So these will be cool. I'm quite looking forward to painting these up. Yeah, be pretty awesome to do those. I'll put that there. Let's do this guy next, and then we'll do the big box at the end, because there's a big box. So much like we got the legendary version of Tesla, we've now also got the legendary version of Gustaf Eiffel. You saw him before in his spider bot. Well, this looks to just be a bigger, meaner version of that. So yeah, there's not much more I could say about that. It's just, he was already in a pretty cool spider bot, so what's better than a cool spider bot? One that's more bigger. More bigger? Well, we're gonna go with more bigger, and with more weapons and all of that. Oh, look at the size of that base. That's a big base. So this is one of the resin ones, which I must admit, Warcradle have done some really nice resin versions of their miniatures. So I'm quite looking forward to doing this guy. I'll be interested to see how he goes together, because, like I say, he is leggy, and legs and bases and trying to get everything positioned up can sometimes be quite fun and interesting. So let's have a quick look at him. He's got a fair few legs on him. I'm trying to look at the one that's over there. He's only got 4 legs. His normal miniature's only got 4 legs, and this one looks to have 8. Did he actually use all 8 legs? Yeah, I think he does. Wow. Okay. He's a proper spider. Then we've got some body parts there for the actual mech itself. There's the sort of main centerpiece, the body of the actual spider. And there is Gustaf sat there, ready to go. And I thought it did have, and I'm glad it has got, it's got a Gatling gun on the front of it. I couldn't tell from the picture if it was a Gatling gun or not, but that's a Gatling gun, and that just made it even more, if it being a giant spider wasn't awesome, being a giant spider with a Gatling gun attached to the front of you just pushes it over the edge. So yeah, really looking forward to putting this guy together, the legendary version of Gustaf Eiffel of the Enlightened. Cool, I like him a lot. Let's push him to one side. And then the last thing for us to unbox, a bit like the it's a very similar setup to, I really like what they've done. They've made me keep the forces really nicely knitted together. So this one's got a box set, much like the previous one had. The posse, I can't remember its name. It was the No Surrender posse. That was it, the No Surrender posse. This one's got Father of the Enlightened posse set. So there we go. So if I look on the back of this, let me take this off so you don't get the glare. Here we go. The Father of Enlightened posse set. So 5 miniatures in here. We've got Burson Carpathian. This guy here with his foot up on a, I'm not sure what, but he's got a big old gun on him. But, you know, foot on rock, or in this case, it's foot on canister by the looks of it. We've got Harmony Ratchet. So here's she's up here, looking awesome. We've then got John Younger. So that's C. There's John Younger there. He looks a bit of a handful, doesn't he? We've then got these two brutes. So we've got a brute with a juiced Gatling gun. I'm going to assume that's this guy here. And a brute with a flamethrower. So this guy over here. So yeah, really cool. Now, some of these, if not all of these, will be resin. I do love these boxes. I said this before. Like, I just like the presentation. just you know, I don't think War Cradle will see this, but I like this. Keep this. This is a nice little presentation box. It's nice for keeping your gubbins in and stuff. It looks cool. Now, I was corrected from my last video, and I will say that now. One of the things I wish, I know this isn't going to be happening, I've been told it's probably not going to happen. I wish that they would do stack cards for these miniatures. These are the old, so I said in the last one, oh man, they've done stack cards, I'm really happy. These are old, these are version 2 stack cards. You cannot use these in your version 3 of Wild West Exodus. Man, I know they're not going to do it, and I've been told why, and it's because, you know, they like to tweak and change the rules, or not change, but just tweak, and therefore the print and make your own cards at home thing. But I'm just a sucker for really nice quality stack cards. So hey, you know, the dream has been burst, but you know, maybe one day. So in here we have the miniatures. So we have our bases. Not interested in those. We've seen a million of those at this point. In here, so this is all resin, which is nice because I really like the resin stuff. The plastic's great, but the resin, they've done a cracking job with it. So there's the bodies of the two brutes. There's some more. Oh, there's a head there for something, or someone whose head is that? That's a brute's head. That's the flamethrower's head. There we go. Try not to lose any of these bits. Some of the various gun options. The machine gun belt there. Some of the stuff has broken off the sprue, but that's okay. We're going to break off the sprue anyway. Some pipe work there. Yeah. Backpack for the flamer. Some hands and some head options there. So the rest of it is in here then. I won't get it all out, but I'll just show. There's some little bits and pieces there. Some additional. There's the thing his foot was on. And there's a boot there and some other bits and bobs. There is the body of John Younger, I think his name was, wasn't he? The Younger? It was, wasn't it? John, yeah, John Younger, there he is. So he's actually quite a large miniature. That is quite a chunky boy. If I show him against, let's grab an infantryman from the Union. Yeah, you can see he is not a small lad. He's gonna, yeah. He almost looks like he's a different scale. He's so huge. Yeah, don't mess with him. He's going to wreck you. Then we've got the young lady. See if I can get that to focus in on her. There we go. There's the young lady. And then the other guy who was Burson Carpathian. There he is. He hasn't got a head. And he hasn't got his foot on his rock, but as you can see, great looking miniatures. A bit of cleanup. I can definitely see these ones. Maybe these are slightly older sculpts or something, or just older models, because these ones have got a bit more cleanup on them. Again, with resin, lessons learned every time you use it. No, give it a good clean. Toothbrush and soapy water. Do go and give it a good clean. Maybe even lightly prime it after you've cleaned it and got it dried. lightly prime it, and then try and clean it with like your scalpel or your hobby knife or whatever it is you're using, because a light primer will help pick up bits you might miss when it's grey. I found that even when I thought I'd cleaned some of these, once I put the primer on, I'd find a stringy bit of resin, or I'd find a mold line I hadn't cleaned, and sometimes it can be hard to tell until you've put a little bit of primer down. So don't go for the whole mod. Don't try and do your normal priming and prime the whole lot. But just do a light prime, just to see if you pick up any stragglers, any bits that you didn't catch when you first went around the miniature and cleaned it. Anyway, there we go. That's it for the video. Those are the reinforcements for the Enlightened. They are going to very quickly catch up with those Union fellas and give them a tough time on the table behind me. So yeah, but I've got a lot of painting to do now. I've got the Union to finish. I've been cracking on with that, but I've got a lot more to do. So then I can jump onto these guys. Now, my method for these, I think, is quicker. It's more machine-based. It's more dry brushing. It's more contrast paints and stuff like that. So I think I can probably get them to the table fairly quickly. But I'm trying to do a nice job of it, right? So anyway, I'll link the playlist somewhere on the screen right now. There's a whole bunch of Wild West Exodus version 3 content you can go and watch. So if you fancy looking at it, check it out from start to finish. Certainly the starter box and all the bits that come along with that, and some gameplay and some rulebook reviews and all sorts. But yeah, thanks for watching. Give us a like if you liked it. Give us a comment if you want to say something. And maybe give us a subscribe if you fancy doing it as well. But yeah, thanks very much, and I will see you on the next video, alright? Cheers all. Bye!